Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to Joyful Living. Today I am showing you my guest room. Now, you guys have actually been in this room many times, whether you knew it or not. This is kind of the main area on this channel where I film my packing videos and just any kind of video I do, I'm typically in this room. But today it is serving a different purpose because my mom is coming. I want to show you how I get it ready for her to visit. And as we're heading into the holiday season, I know a lot of you are getting ready for guests, and there are a few tips and tricks I've picked up over the years that I want to share with you today. So let's get our guest rooms ready, because that's fun, right? Guests are fun. I like guests. Some of you know my mom. I will put a video right here that she did with me. I am actually hoping to have her on the channel more and more as time goes by. She is so camera ready, it's not even funny, and she is way funnier than she gives herself credit for. So I'm super excited for this cruise she and I are getting ready to leave for, because I just have a feeling there's going to be a lot of hilarity. So if you want to see those videos and you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that now. I think it's gonna be worth watching. But today I have spent the morning getting the room ready for her arrival. Now, a little bit of guest room history for you with my life. We have not ever had a guest room until we moved into this home 4 years ago, because with 3 kids, to have a room for each kid, a room for Scott and I, and a guest room was just really a pipe dream. And I never thought we would live in a house with a guest room. But here in our Atlanta house, we are actually very blessed to have a designated guest room. And I know I quote Anne of Green Gables all the time, but I always think of that scene when she goes to, Diana's aunt's house and they stay in the spare room, and what a big deal it is that someone would have an extra room in their house. And I never take it for granted. Every time I come in here, whether it's to clean it out or to get it ready for a guest, I say, thank you, Lord, that I have a designated guest room. And those of you who have a guest room that is also your third child's bedroom, or also your office, or also serves a variety of purposes, you know all too well the stress of trying to convert that room into a space that is just for guests. And I know a lot of you are in the process of doing that. So I thought I would just kind of encourage you today, show you around this space, and really show you what I do to make sure that my guests feel very comfortable and very welcome in my home. So first and foremost, you're going to want to make sure that you have really high quality bedding. If a guest isn't sleeping comfortably, then they're probably not going to be well rested. And if they're not well rested, they're not going to have a great visit to your house. I like to invest in as high a thread count sheet as I can afford. Tuesday morning is a great place to get those. Costco sometimes has great sheets. And I always like to layer the bedding, because you never know how hot or warm an individual sleeps. And so having options, there's also a little blanket over there on that chair that she can use, but making sure she's got what she needs to sleep comfortably, of course, is going to be the main priority for your guest room. I also make sure I have a variety of different pillows available, just depending on comfort, and make sure that your guests don't have any allergies to feathers or to goose down. I also like to have plenty of empty drawers. It's super important that guests be able to unpack their belongings, especially if it's like my mom, who sometimes stays up to 3 weeks at a time. I want to make sure that she's not having to live out of a suitcase, that she can actually unpack everything and feel like she's really at home. Having a chair in the guest room is such a big deal. This is where mom can read, she can work on her computer, and it just gives her a space kind of away from the craziness of the house. It's less of an issue now that my boys are older, but when the kids were little, coming to my house with 3 young kids was always a little chaotic. So I love that I could give her a little sitting place where she could just kind of hang out and get away from the madness. Over here on the wall, I've got some family photos. It's always nice having pictures of the person who primarily uses the room in the room. I also like to leave a little gift for her, something small that won't be a big deal for her to take back. In this case, I just picked these up at Bath & Body Works. And then this tray really enables her to get rid of her things out of her suitcase, out of her bag, and out where they're really easy to access. And again, more empty drawers. We've also got some extra towels in there. This dresser is so beat up. I don't have that gift of refinishing furniture, but if I did, this dresser would be the first to get it. This little basket, Mom actually uses to go up and down the steps because oftentimes she'll have things that she needs to carry. And because she's a little older, she wants to make sure she can still hold on to the railing. So that is her little carry basket. Then under the bed, we've got this power strip that actually has 2 USB ports. Now this is awesome for your guests because they can charge their phones. It's very easy. They don't have to worry if they've forgotten a charging cable or whatever the case may be. I also like to make sure the Wi-Fi password is readily available to them as well. Moving into the closet, plenty of hangers, plenty of space for her to hang up her clothes. And again, all of these empty drawers. I put this Alpha system in here a couple years ago, and it has gone a long way towards making the room more organized. Moving into the bathroom, of course, number one, you want to make sure the bathroom is very clean for your guests, and then also just having a few amenities for them in case they've forgotten something. Usually I'll put a toothbrush and toothpaste in here as well. I haven't quite done that yet, but I've got facial wipes in there, fresh soap, some mouthwash, a couple little nice lotions that she might like to use. And then, of course, things like room spray are nice and plenty of fresh towels. She's got fresh washcloths, a hand towel, and then a nightlight is a great touch, especially because when you wake up in a place that isn't your own room, it's easy to not remember where the bathroom is. So super nice. And I have this little cardinal nightlight from Bath & Body Works that she actually gave me as a gift, and it works really well in here. And then just your normal guest room amenities. You're going to want to have toilet tissue and Kleenex, paper towels, maybe some cleaning supplies, all the things that a guest might need to make sure they can keep their bathroom fresh. Or if you want to go in there while they're staying, do a quick freshen up. And then, of course, more fresh towels hanging up ready for her to use and making sure your guests know where additional towels are should they need them. One thing that I think is really nice to have for guests, if you don't have an attached bath, we're really lucky in this house that this guest bedroom has an attached bath. But if your guests are going to be sharing a bathroom in the hall, you may want to invest in a really nice hotel bathrobe because not everybody travels with a bathrobe. It's a really big, bulky thing to have to pack. And that way they don't have to take all of their clothes with them into the bathroom. I've always found that to be super, super helpful. Other things you may want to consider for your guest room are things like the Wi-Fi password. My mom visits so often that her computer automatically knows our Wi-Fi password, but it's always great to have that either in a drawer or framed somewhere so that it's really easy for your guests to connect to the internet. If it's somebody that's visiting from out of town, maybe you want to include some local restaurant menus or takeout menus, any place that your family loves to eat. It's never a bad idea to kind of get your guests ready for what they can expect for a visit at your house. I love making my guests feel very welcome, and I think it goes a long way towards making them understand how happy we are that they are here. Now, some of you, if your guest room is a disaster, you have some cleaning out to do, and I don't want this video to make anybody feel overwhelmed, but you know how I feel about getting rid of things we don't want or need. If you're storing things in a guest bedroom, chances are you really don't need or want those things. There may be a better place to put them. But as much as possible, try to make your guest room a place that is very easy to convert from whatever its other purpose is, in my case, filming studio, to being a place that is warm and welcoming for your guests. So are you having guests this Thanksgiving holiday? Are you having guests for Christmas? How do you feel about that? Some people love having company. Some people dread having company. For me, it depends on the company, but I am always happy for my mom to come for a visit. Again, if you're not already subscribed, please do so and make sure you hit those bell notifications so that you don't miss a thing. I'm so glad you were here today, and whatever you're doing, I hope you're finding joy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.